Today is September 1st, 2024, and this is the weekly update about the ongoing war between Israel and the Hamas terror organization in the Gaza Strip. Shalom, my friends. This is the Akiva Gersh with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. Today is a very hard and heavy day for Israel and the Jewish people all around the world and all supporters of Israel around the world. Last night, we Israelis went to bed with the news that the IDF had found 6 bodies in tunnels in southern Gaza, most likely the bodies of murdered hostages. We went to sleep not knowing who they were, what the situation was, eager to know some more information and wondering what would be in the morning. Well, this morning we woke up to the news that indeed those 6 bodies that the IDF found murdered, most likely just a couple of days ago in the tunnels beneath Rafah in southern Gaza, were the bodies of 6 hostages that were kidnapped on October 7th. One of these hostages is a dual American-Israeli citizen, Hersh Goldberg Polin, who he, amongst and along with the others, all of Israel, all the Jewish people, and all of the supporters and lovers of Israel have been praying for their return safely home to their families since October 7th. It's a devastating day. It is a painful day to know that 6 hostages were murdered just a couple of days ago by the beasts of Hamas and will no longer be able to come home to their families. It's a very hard day here in Israel. It's a very hard day for the Jewish people. We pray and send blessings of support to their families and their communities. And the next day or 2 or 3, there will be funerals all over Israel to bury these 6 hostages who we just found out are no longer alive. This has been a very hard period, obviously, for Israel and the Jewish people. The attack on October 7th was an unprecedented attack on a feeling of safety and security in our land. At the same time, the IDF has fought back valiantly and intensely against the evils and the horrors of the Hamas terror organization, taking control of many, if not most areas in the Gaza Strip and weakening Hamas tremendously. But due to their complex system of tunnels underneath Gaza, which is equal in size, basically, to the Gaza above the ground, it has been incredibly difficult for the IDF to find, to locate, and to rescue the hostages, especially because all of them are being watched over 24/7 by armed Hamas terrorists. A devastating day, a very, very difficult day. There's no more words we can say. Even the words we say don't do any justice to the pain and to the heartbrokenness that everyone is feeling in Israel right now, especially these families. In other news connected to this ongoing violent conflict, over the weekend, over Shabbat, Friday night, there were 2 car bombs detonated in an area south of Jerusalem, in an area called Gush Etzion. The 2 terrorists were killed by nearby IDF soldiers, but it's a sign, again, of what's happening in the West Bank and what has been happening in the West Bank, Judea and Samaria, for years and years and years. The ongoing violence, the ongoing attacks, the ongoing terror. In fact, just this morning, there was a terror attack in another area of Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, and 2 Israelis in their 30s were killed, murdered in cold blood. Why? Just for being Jews. Another one was injured. This is a war on many fronts, not only in the Gaza Strip, on the border with Lebanon against Hezbollah, within the West Bank. And though it has not made the news nearly as much, the IDF soldiers in the West Bank have been doing incredible work fighting Hamas and other terrorists in the West Bank, and making sure that that front doesn't explode into a bigger front, and really holding down the terrorists, hunting down the terrorists, killing them or arresting them. But unfortunately, no army is perfect, and some terrorists get through and carry out their terror plans. And this morning it happened once again. These are intense times. Today's an intense day. Israel is fighting a very important and serious war. That is Israel's second longest war. And Israel won't stop until these terror organizations are out of power and no longer capable of attacking and harming Israelis and Jews. We know that Israel is on the front lines of a war, not just for its own protection, but for the protection of the West, for Europe and America, and the values and the ideals that they so proudly share and believe in. This is a violent war between cultures, and Israel is fighting the fight not only for itself, but for many, many hundreds of millions of people around the world. As always, we appreciate your prayers and your blessings and your support. We send blessings and prayers and condolences to the families of the 6 murdered hostages who are being brought home, not alive, but unfortunately dead. Sending blessings and prayers to them. Thank you, and be well.